So Ryan Grondin here again, the worst arm wrestler in the world, and I'm here with Warren Raber. And Warren, I actually met at one of Morocco's big practices,
Hmm.
and we just kept in touch after that on
Absolutely.
Facebook, which is kind of cool. Which leads me to one of my first questions: how do you enjoy the community of arm wrestling? Like
I
you're meeting all these people, I'm meeting all these people. We're both fairly new to the sport.
right.
Like, what do you think of that?
Dude, I love it. Like you said, we're both really new to this. I've only been doing this maybe about 8, 9 months.
Hmm.
And I hooked up with the greatest human being ever, Paul Lynn.
Oh, dude, he's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, not only is he's a coach and my mentor, but he's becoming a very good friend of mine. And we live in the same area here. We actually went to rival high schools together. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, so yeah. So never played sports against each other. He was more into obviously into football, and I was more
Yeah.
into the basketball and everything like that. But yeah, so I sent him a DM on Instagram one day, and because we followed each other, and I was said, hey man, I've always loved arm wrestling. I even admitted to it. I said, the first time I really started to love it, man, was when Over the Top came out. I was a big '80s action star guy. Stallone was
Same
one of my
here, man.
dudes.
Yeah.
And Over the Top was like, wow, this is awesome. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I still
And
like watching it.
oh, dude, I watched it last night. I'm not even gonna lie. I watched
Yeah.
it last night.
It's good stuff, man.
So,
It's good stuff.
um, but yeah, like the community, just in the short amount of time that I've been in it is just it's remarkable. I mean, the camaraderie, the brotherhood. I mean, just
Oh yeah.
everybody. Like, I mean, you get like I haven't experienced it myself yet, but everyone says that you might find one or two that could be so-called bad apples. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
other than that, I have just have had an incredible experience with everyone. Just everyone's humble.
Yep.
They lift you up. They're willing to, especially with guys like myself, they're like, hey, let me show you this. You should utilize this because this and all
Yeah.
that kind of that stuff. And it's just dude, I fell in love. It's
Yeah.
like um, I caught that bug. It bit me, and
Like so
I
many others.
yeah, and I
everybody
can't.
does, everybody says the same thing, and it's absolutely true.
It is.
Once you
It's
do it, it's like you're addicted.
you're addicted, and it's contagious, man. It's contagious, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I made a post on Facebook not too long ago about my decision to do what I'm doing now, and
Yeah.
I do not regret it one bit.
That's awesome. So how long have you been pulling now?
um my very first practice was back in March of this year. Actually, it was right before everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, like I said, I have just been just fiending for it, like just chasing the
That's awesome.
dragon.
Yeah. And
Pretty
you got
much.
that. You have the build for it too. You
No,
know,
thanks, man.
you're gonna be this
That's,
crazy top roller like
uh,
everybody
uh,
else.
yeah. Well, I'm still learning. I'm still very, very green.
Yeah.
I've only got maybe, I say maybe a dozen, maybe a little bit more practices under my belt. Just a couple of tournaments,
Mm-hmm.
three to be exact. So I'm still fairly new
Yeah.
and learning. Every time I step onto the table,
That's awesome.
I learn. I'm
I
learning.
feel the same way, man. I can't
Yeah,
get enough. I'm only like 5 months in,
yeah,
so I haven't even gone to a competition
yeah.
yet.
Well, my very first one was actually the Keystone State Games, and that was
Nice.
massive. That was
That's a
massive.
great. That's a good
Yeah,
one.
it was great. One hell of an experience.
Yeah.
Just solidified my Oh, hold on, I'm being hugged. Hello, baby.
Always take time for hugs.
Yes, always take time. Sorry, go on, sweetheart. That's my daughter Olivia. She's
There you
7.
go.
Um,
She'll be the
yeah.
next
Oh
women's
yeah,
arm
yeah,
wrestling
yeah.
champion.
I'm telling you, in about give it about maybe 15 years from now, give or take, she keeps it up. Watch out, women's division.
That's awesome.
But as I was saying, yeah, I mean, just going to the Keystones alone pretty much, yeah, solidified my interest and love for this sport. Yeah.
Well,
it was
I
great.
gotta tell you, you live in the right spot next to Paul.
Oh,
To be able
yeah.
to train with him must be awesome, dude.
Oh, dude, I'm very, very fortunate to be able to literally get in my car and 15 minutes away, I'm at his house.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? It's a blessing and a privilege, you know. And like I said, he's just Paul is just one of those guys. Like, you know, like I said, it was just a random thing. You know, I hit him up on Instagram, and he was like, "Absolutely, man, I will show you everything I know." He says, "With your structure and your size," he said, "You'd be perfect for a mega top roll." And I'll be honest with you, I had no idea what the hell that was. I had to look it up.
You're like, that's me.
Okay, I guess that's me.
That's awesome. I'm the opposite. I'm like a short, stubby hooker.
You can take that in so many ways.
Yeah, that can be taken many ways.
Take it many ways.
But that's awesome. I actually went to where I met you at Morocco's.
Yeah.
The first practice. I don't think you were at the first one, the big one.
Yeah.
You were at the second big one.
Yeah, the second big one.
Yeah.
That was I think it was back in September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one, I went there to meet Paul.
Yeah.
And I got there, and Paul wasn't there yet. And I walk in, and there's Todd Hutchins. There, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, Travis walks in, and I was like, "Oh my god, dude, this is
starstruck."
Unreal.
Yeah, you're like, "Whoa, holy shit!"
And I was like, "I'm definitely going to the second one."
Oh yeah.
And the second one was even bigger.
It was huge. I mean,
dude, oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, just being able to
in person,
huge. Yeah, I had to tell him because
he
does not look that big. I know.
He's next to other giants.
Yeah,
but in person, he's a monster.
He is. Yeah, I told him flat out. I said, I was very respectful. You know, I said, "Mr. Bath, very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of your videos. You are much bigger in person."
It's so true, man. He's a beast.
Yeah.
Very
great
strong.
shape. Yeah, it's super strong.
Yeah.
Super strong.
A lot of good guys there that time.
Oh yeah, fun times.
That was fun.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that. I hear Morocco's having another one, I think next month. Obviously, pending what's going to be happening here with this whole second wave that's coming through. You know, I mean, the travel restrictions and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, who knows?
So, how old are you?
I'm 39. 39. Yep, 39.
Yeah.
Up in my ballpark.
Yeah. We're pushing that big 4-0, but you know, I'll be honest with you, like I don't feel 40 at all. You know, I've been weight training probably for about I'd say it lasts like 11, 12 years off and on. I've been more consistent now than ever. But I'll be honest with you right now, I'm pretty much at the best shape of my life.
That's great.
At almost 40 years old.
And you're a personal trainer too?
Yeah, personal trainer, Yep, I'm a personal trainer and nutritionist. So, you know, I practice what I preach.
Yeah.
So that's why right now I'm in the best shape that I'm in.
Yeah. My shape's more round.
Robust.
Right. Yeah.
Robust.
Well, that's awesome, dude. I mean, now do you feel that it's a disadvantage getting into it this old? Because Paul Lynn got into it older as well.
Yeah.
So did I and you, and I know a bunch of other guys. Because sometimes these 21-year-olds come in and they get the stamina of like a racehorse.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'll be honest with you. In my opinion, just knowing that, you know, Paul started about, 5 years ago at the age of 34, 35, whatever. And then just, you know, and just seeing guys like Bath and Hutchings and, you know, them being, you know, older than myself, obviously, and still going at it and still dominant. I mean, there's still even some guys that are in their 60s, close to their 70s that are still, you know, winning matches and decisively, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Do you, like, when you first got into it, were you nervous about like arm break stuff like that? Like a beginner would be?
I was a little nervous about getting hurt simply because of the age factor. But you know, one of the things that you know Paul has taught me over the last like 8-9 months is how to arm wrestle safely. You know, just to make sure that you know I do it properly, you know, and,
Mhm.
and being a personal trainer, that's another thing too, you know, that I have in my mind is that like when I train my clients, I train them to do the exercises, to do the weight properly so they don't get hurt.
Right.
So I think I had a little bit of that to fall back on as well.
Yeah, that's great. That's good, man. Now, do you have any arm wrestlers that you, aside from Paul, obviously that's a given,
Yeah.
that you look up to or try to like, you know, emulate on the table because they might be the same build as you?
Yeah, yeah, actually, obviously, I mean, Devin, I mean, the guy is just, you know, I mean, obviously he outweighs me by a good 40 some odd pounds,
Yeah.
but we're
At
the
least
same
you're
height.
you're up. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're up in his
yeah,
height range.
yeah. I'm 6'5.5".
Wow.
Another guy, Mike Aiello. I actually met him at Keystones, and
Yeah.
you know, hell of a
Nice
nice
guy.
guy,
Yeah.
real nice guy. You know what I mean? Gave me some
Yeah.
pointers and stuff like that. You
Did he have
know,
his shirt on?
for once, yeah, he did. You know, because usually it's hashtag F shirts. You
Yeah,
know.
I always tease him. I always tease him about his shirt coming over.
um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I like why you know with Chafee. I like watching Dave work just
Hmm.
because he's another really big guy. Travis, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just a you know, Travis's personality is just as big as he is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I
Oh,
love that
yeah.
about. I love that about him.
When he walks in the room, you know it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, he's definitely what you would consider an alpha male. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. When he
Yeah,
came to
for
that
sure.
first big practice at Morocco's, he walked in and was like, "The real champ is here," and like made a huge entrance. It was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah. Oh yeah. All I was missing was some pyrotechnics.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Um, do you do a lot of arm wrestling specific workouts, or do you do general workouts and mix it up? Or
Well, for myself, my normal training routine is I train 6 days a week.
Mhm.
I'll do a push, pull, legs, and then repeat. And I'll usually take just one day off. Now, on the days that I do um, my pull sessions, which you know back, buys, and forearms,
Mhm.
I'll go in the morning, do my normal routine, and then later on in the afternoon, if I have a break in between my clients, which sometimes I do, I'll have about an hour, maybe two. I'll do arm wrestling specific exercises.
Mhm.
You know, cupping, pronation, supination,
Yeah.
you know, static holds, things of that nature. You know,
Yep.
um, depending on how heavy I go earlier in the day, I'll throw in some, you know, I'll throw some hammer curls in there, and just like you know, nice,
Yeah.
you know, just to you know get the blood flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, do you find, like I found in the beginning, that it was difficult to balance like table time at practice and workouts as far as like the pain you feel?
Oh
Like it took me a while to get past that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'd go to practice and then I'd work out and I couldn't do much working
Barely
out.
lift your arms,
Right.
barely
And
lift
then
your
by the
arms up.
time I
Yeah,
could work out heavy, then I was useless at practice because I worked out heavy. Like it was hard to balance at first.
yeah. I'm 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 uh I'm learning to embrace the pain.
Hmm.
Um, it's you know I've talked to a lot of guys in the community about it, and you know they've all told me, hey, listen, this is just it's part of the game.
Yeah.
You know, it's part of the sport, it's part of it. You have to either you fold to it or you embrace it
Right.
and make it your bitch,
Yeah.
and that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. You know, I'm just
Yeah,
trying
I've
to
found it gets milder too as you go.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
like the
yeah,
first few
after a
months,
while,
I
like,
was like, "Oh my god, this is awful."
why
But
am I doing
now I
this?
don't
Yeah.
get that. I don't get that crazy elbow pain as much. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's
Well,
not as bad.
I still get a little elbow pain here and there, but it's definitely not as intense as it was when I first started.
Right. Yeah.
So it's slowly starting to subside, or I'm just becoming completely numb to it. I don't
Right.
know.
That's good.
Probably both.
Yeah. So you're right around like you're not quite at a year. You're under a year, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
I am
9 months,
only
10 months.
about 9 months in. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
That's
yep.
cool. See, that's like the range of people I want to talk to because as a new puller and you watch these videos and interviews, it's always these elite level guys,
Hmm.
and you can't really relate to what they're going through because they're talking about what they're going through now.
Right.
And it's not. It's like we got guys that come into our practice and they're like 4'11", and they're trying to arm wrestle like Devin, and I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's not gonna work for you.
It's not going to
Like,
work.
because you saw it in the video, like that's not gonna
Yeah.
translate properly.
No, not at all.
But
No,
it's funny.
I like, now don't get me wrong, I do enjoy watching the videos of a lot of these guys because they especially when they start, telling war stories, you know what I mean? That right there, they're just their experience alone, and, and
Yeah,
then, I mean, to me, knowledge is knowledge.
right.
You know what I mean? Whether it's
Absolutely.
I'm talking to somebody who's been in for 2 years, or I'm talking to somebody who's been in for 20 years.
Yep.
I'm trying to just, be a sponge, just take it all in.
Absolutely. That's the only way to be.
Yep.
And it's funny because so many people give you different things to do, and it's all different, and you
Yeah.
just got to find what works for you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
And,
take it
that's
all
it.
in, and you
Yeah.
try it, and you're like, well, that's not going to work for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you try something else, and you eventually find it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm in the process of that now, with me being a taller guy and having a very long lever for a forearm, obviously I'm looking, I'm looking for that top roll,
right.
But I've noticed that my left top roll is better than my right top roll, and I'm actually better with a hook in my right hand than I am with my left hand.
Oh, it's
So
weird how that works.
yeah, it's very weird. It's very, very weird. So I'm still in the process of finding my niche, or my niche, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I'm gonna get there, because I can tell you right now, I'm not giving up. Absolutely not. I mean, this is something that I want to do, and there's nothing. I mean, unless I have an arm break, or death comes for me, there's nothing
Right,
stopping me. There's
COVID.
nothing stopping me.
Yeah, and it's funny, and you've probably had this similar thing happen to you being new. Like, I'll be arm wrestling someone, getting my ass kicked, and someone will walk up and make one small adjustment to my hand or something,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden I'm kicking that guy's ass.
Oh yeah, completely turn the
Like,
tables.
just
Yeah.
one little thing, and you're
Yep.
just like, how, like it's unreal that just one little like adjustment, and it's a whole new game.
It's a complete dominance.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so much technique involved in this sport. A lot of folks out there, like, in my experience over the last 8-9 months, when I've told people that, hey, or they've seen, some of the things I've posted on Instagram or Facebook, they're like, hey, so you're arm wrestling now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm arm wrestling now. And they're like,
it's kind of an obscure thing to do.
Yeah, like, like they really don't know it's really a thing, and
Right.
it is a thing. It really is. I mean, it's especially here in Pennsylvania, it's very big here.
We live in a good area.
This is a very good area for it. I mean, there's so many. I mean, you guys down in Philly, Team Predator, up there in Allentown, and we got, Lethal Arms right here.
Beast Mode, I
like.
there.
Yep, yeah, exactly. Yep, we got the Jersey team, and then it just, we live in a great area, and not to mention the Olaws down there in Maryland. You know what I mean? Morocco's boys.
Right.
So. I mean, all within pretty much 100 miles of each other for the most part.
That's all. I know. It's just, and it's good for tournaments because we get a lot of people that show up.
Yeah, absolutely.
From different areas of the country too, that just
travel
up because there's so many people.
Yeah, I mean, guys from Ohio, New York, Maryland, Jersey. I mean, you name it.
Now, are you on? Do you have a team that you associate with that you're
on? I don't know if it's official or unofficial. You probably have to get with Paul, but I like to represent Lethal Arms simply because of what they stand for. You know what I mean? And the guys. You know what I mean? They're a great group of dudes. You know what I mean?
I'm sure Paul would give you props on that.
I'd like to think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope
he's so nice. He's like the nicest guy.
I know he's so nice. You look at him, and you're like, man. You see this dude. He's just
like a pit bull, but
I know, right?
Kitten.
Yeah, and he comes up to me, and he's like, yeah, he's like the nicest damn guy. You know what I mean?
For real, dude. I didn't even know. Like, before I even started arm wrestling, he was like interacting with me online and giving me tips and sending me videos and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even been to a practice yet.
Yeah.
And then him and a couple other people were like, dude, you got to get to a practice. Like, stop screwing around.
Yeah.
And I finally went to the Philly practice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Like I said,
helpful.
he is. Like I said, I mean, I just out of the blue, I sent him a message. I said, look, man, I said, I want to get into this sport. And he was like, I'm all for it. Let's go.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah. I
Awesome.
can't ask for a better person in my corner, to be honest with you.
Dude, that's an absolute fact.
Yeah.
And then like you got guys like Devin Larrett who are just doing so much for the sport. Like,
Oh, I know.
Like ArmBet, we've got like 10 new guys just from that app coming
Yeah.
to practice. Like our practice is like blowing up.
Yeah. I mean, ArmBet arguably is probably the best thing that probably could have happened to the sport, especially for guys like us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Just being able to. I make a joke that it's Tinder for arm wrestlers, but but you know what I mean, or Grinder, yeah, you know, but it's less sticky.
Yeah. I actually filled mine out as a dating app. Like I like long walks on the beach.
I saw that. That dude, that had me dying. I was like, oh my god, there's my boy Ryan.
I never pass up a moment to make a fool of myself.
Oh, it's always entertaining. It's always entertaining, man. That's why when you asked me to be on here, I'm completely down for it.
That's awesome, man. I'm not that good of an interviewer yet, but I figured after a few, maybe I'll get better.
Hey,
maybe we'll redo this in a couple months when I'm better at it.
Yeah, hey, you know the way I see it, it's just we're two bros just talking about arm wrestling right now.
That's right, dude. And it's hard because like at Philly practice, like once most of the guys leave, we have like after practice party time.
Yeah.
We interview guys just joking. You know, Steve will post them.
Yeah. I've seen a few of them.
Or he'll order pizza and all of a sudden someone brought vodka and it turns into a freaking shit show. But that's where we talk about like we sit and talk about arm wrestling while we're still pulling. And it's like more laid back once most of the crowd leaves. It's like more laid back where
more lax.
We got guys that have been, you know, doing it since they were like 17, telling stories about way back, you know.
Yeah.
So that part is just awesome to suck up all that information, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any people in your sights like for the next tournament or anybody that you'd be like, oh, I want to arm wrestle this guy or
no.
Not yet.
Not in particular. No
grudges.
Not yet.
The
you know, like
thing cracks me up because most of these guys don't have a grudge to begin with.
I know, like, but it's like you got a grudge. That's what you call it. It should be a challenge match, you know.
Because I know the elite guys do not like us using super match.
Oh,
we can't use super match. So challenge match, I think, you know, that works.
Yeah. No, I don't really have anybody in sight right now.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sweetheart.
Right.
She's a goof. Well, I'll put it to you like this. She's actually come to a couple of practices with me.
She likes it.
She loves it. Yeah,
awesome.
She loves it. So I just got a table yesterday.
Nice.
So it's down in the basement. So half the basement's her playroom, the other half is going to be Daddy's arm wrestling training facility. You know, so I had to let her know. I said, listen, honey. You know, I know you're going to have your friends down here. I said, but you do not touch this table without Daddy being down here. So she agreed. And as soon as I brought it home yesterday, she was out with her mom. And she came home and instantly came down the basement and freaked out. Daddy, let's practice. Let's practice. Awesome. I said, so yeah. So I got to get her a riser though. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Getting kids into it. That's like the future of the sport. You know?
Oh yeah, dude. I like I said, and that was another thing about the Keystones, man, is that they had, you know, just watching the kids go at it too. It was just so cool, you know, and they were completely into it. Their parents were like, you know, just rooting them on and, you know, just completely supporting them, you know, and that to me, that's what this is all. It's what it's all about. It's just like, you know, it's lifting each other up and not putting each other down. You know,
you're gonna have your daughter arm wrestle Callie that was at Morocco.
Oh yeah, well,
she
needs some more practice time. Callie's a little out of.
She's got more time in.
She's got more time in.
Yeah.
She's got more time in. Yes, absolutely.
And she's pulled more elite arm wrestlers just in that one day.
just in that one day. I mean,
Oh, that
yeah,
was awesome.
she pulled Paul, she pulled Todd. I think she even pulled Ron that day. Yeah.
She got them all, man.
It
That's
was great
awesome.
though. It was so
Imagine
cool to
that
watch that.
experience though for a kid, and
Yeah.
then when they grow up and realize
Who
like,
they are.
who those people. Yeah.
Right.
Like the gravity of it all will set in when she's older, and
Yep.
wow, you know.
Like I can't believe when I was
Those guys were
7.
legends.
Yeah, they're legends when I was 7 years old, and I got an opportunity to do that. Hell, I'm
awesome.
39, and I get ecstatic pulling
dude,
with guys like that.
I was totally starstruck when I walked in there. Like Todd's just sitting there. I didn't even know it. I didn't even say anything. I just like walked by him, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I couldn't say anything. I just was like, I froze up.
Yeah,
like, what do you say to him? Like, hey, buddy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, with me, like, I'm a very personable guy, and I've always just kind of been that way. So, like, I literally just walked right up. I introduced myself, and
nice.
and everything.
Yeah.
Funny story though. At Keystones, I'll be honest with you. When ILO showed up, I was a little starstruck.
That's awesome.
And I for a second there, if he's listening, don't be creeped out, Mike. But I kind of was
he's
like,
gonna hear this and take his shirt off, dude.
Yeah, I was kind of watching him. I was kind of watching where he was at, and I kind of followed him around for a couple minutes because I wanted to introduce myself to him.
Yeah.
Because I'd been following him on Instagram for probably over a year.
That's awesome.
And like when I finally was able to walk up to him, he was at the actual Lethal Arms table.
Yeah.
Like I said, introduced myself. Just huge guy.
Oh yeah.
And and just like, I mean, just a super nice guy. You know what I mean? Like, and I told him, I was like, hey, my name is Warren. I said, you probably know me from Instagram. I follow you. I was like, because I'm the Iron Giant on Instagram. He goes, and he gave me right off the bat, gave me a compliment. He goes, of course you are. He was like, look how big you are. I was like, oh, thanks, man. I mean, you outweigh me by like 80 pounds, but thank you.
That's awesome, dude.
So, but yeah, you gave me a couple tips and everything. We took a couple pictures, and then throughout the day, we chit chat with each other. Just that right there, just like it was another thing that solidified my love of this sport. Just like even guys like ILO, you know what I mean, and just how what they're willing to teach you, even though you like, I think of myself as like I'm a nobody in this sport at this point.
That's how I feel too.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I want to get to a point where I'm a very competitive guy, and that's another reason why I got into it. I played sports when I was a kid in high school and all that kind of stuff, and I want to be the best. I want to be the best at everything that I do. And hold on, sweetheart.
I want a hug.
You will get a hug in a very short moment, okay? She just wants to be on camera.
That's all right. Like, you can let her on.
She's funny. But that's the thing. I want to be the best at what I do and everything that I do. So I'm not going to stop and stand for just settle for mediocrity. You know what I mean? And there's, especially when I have the means, and I have the tutelage and the connections that I do, especially this early in my arm wrestling career.
Absolutely. Not everybody gets a mentor like Paul Lynn or you know what I mean? Like that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm like I said, I'm super fortunate. Like I said, he's not just a coach and a mentor to me. I look at Paul as like, he's definitely a brother of mine. He's definitely a friend of mine.
That's awesome.
And my daughter, she loves Paul. She loves Paul. Like and
awesome.
Anytime we're over there, she's like, come on, Paul, on the table. She wants to pull him. Yeah. It's great.
Well. I mean, you might as well.
Yeah.
That's a good experience for her because Paul's moving up quick, so he's going to be a legend eventually.
Oh, it's absolutely. I think so too.
Is there anyone you'd like to see him pull?
I'll be honest with you. Well, WAL, they posted it not too long ago. I'd like to see him and Vengeance go at it.
Oh,
I think him and Arby. Yeah.
I was hoping you were going to say that because that's exactly what I want to see.
That would be woo.
Awesome. Yeah.
That would be a war. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, not taking anything away from Rob.
Right.
I'm a little biased on this, but you know, I'm gonna be rooting for my boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Right. Rob's an animal. Don't get me wrong, but I've had the privilege and to be able to actually, you know, grip up with Paul. And man, I tell you something. Whoa.
It's like running into a brick wall, dude.
Literally. Yeah. Literally.
I always feel like when all those elite guys are there, you know, like I might pull them like just for fun, but I always feel like they're just thinking like, okay, you know what I mean? Like this guy.
Yeah.
Like, come on, you don't belong at this table.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
It's all for fun.
It is, you know, and that's the thing though. I mean, and even though that these guys are at the status that they are, you know, if you get an opportunity to, and this is something that Paul told me, just grip up with them, learn, you know, they'll you know, they'll teach you stuff.
Oh yeah.
Even as they're kicking, even as they're kicking your ass, they are teaching you stuff.
Oh yeah. And that's the great thing. Like these guys that are at an elite level, they're there pulling all afternoon with guys like me that are a nobody.
Yeah.
But they're giving you tips. You know, they're not sitting there going, "You're weak, get out of here." You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're not telling you you're the worst arm wrestler in the world.
Even though you're self-proclaimed. Self-proclaimed.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it is, if I say I'm the worst arm wrestler in the world and someone beats me, it's like, well, no shit, I'm the worst.
Well, no shit.
But if I win, dude, you lost to the worst arm wrestler.
I know, right?
Win for me, you know.
Exactly. Any way you look at it,
can't beat it. Dude, you know, the funniest part is like I'll be standing with like other guys that are well known in the sport, and someone will walk right by them and be like, "Hey, you're the worst arm wrestler in the world," and then they turn to me and they're like, "What the fuck, dude?" They're like, "How are they recognizing you and not me? And you haven't even competed yet."
That's pretty cool,
That's
man.
That's the funniest part. Like,
that
I'm
is
not known
pretty
for
cool.
Arm wrestling. I'm known for being an idiot on the internet. You know,
the band video.
Oh, dude.
That band video, dude. I rewatched that thing probably 50 times, dude. And it was like I watched it for the very first time. I laughed my ass off every single time. That's awesome, it was great. Dude. That was great.
That's awesome. And then Ryan Bowen and Lachlan Adair talked about it tonight. I was like,
that's pretty cool.
Someone actually called me and was like, "Hey, you got to turn it on. They're talking about you right now." And I was like, "What?
What?
Like,
no
awesome,
way,
man." Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's cool, man. So, I don't want to keep you on all night, but
hey, dude, ask away, man. Ask away.
I know. Once you start talking arm wrestling, it's like you could just go on forever. You know?
Yeah. It goes on. It goes on like a Morocco practice.
Oh, I know. Dude, our Philly practices, like, they start at 6, and sometimes we don't leave there till like 11:30 at night.
Damn.
I'm like, dude, that's a long practice.
That's a long practice on a Tuesday. Yeah.
But once you start talking arm wrestling, it's hard to stop. You know.
It is. Yeah. You know, like I talk to, like, you know, friends of mine and stuff like that, and then, you know, they'll ask me a question. I'm like, "Oh, you just opened up a can of worms. Sit down. I'll get some coffee going. Sit down."
Now, do you find that when you tell people you arm wrestle that they want to arm wrestle you?
Funny story. I'd say right before the Lock and Load tournament that was up in Watsontown, which was at the beginning of October, I think about 2 weeks before that, I was out in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I was visiting some friends, and I was at the Golden Nugget, and I was talking with one of my friends, and he was like, "So arm wrestling?" And I'm like, "Yeah, arm wrestling." He's like, "All right, I gotta do this." So he wanted to grip up with me, and obviously to do, you know, no experience whatsoever, you know. So we're sitting there out on the outside of the picnic tables, and, you know, we're just horsing around, you know, and his girlfriend's there and everything, and you know, he's like, "Don't embarrass me in front of my girl. Don't embarrass me." I was like, "Look, I'm just gonna teach you some stuff real quick." So we ended up like starting to draw a little bit of a crowd. And next thing I know, I mean, I got all these Jersey guys like, "Oh, you arm wrestle? I'm like, and my buddy's like, "Yeah, you arm wrestle." I bet, you know, and my buddy's like,
"Paul in."
Yeah, you know, and my buddy, he's gassing me up, you know what I mean, to all these Jersey dudes, you know. And next thing I know, man, you know, I got like literally there's like 7 or 8 guys that want to arm wrestle me right then and there.
That's awesome.
And needless to say, I left New Jersey undefeated.
Yeah, charge
So
it.
yeah, and it's funny you said it because I ended up hitting up Paul the next day and I told him about it. He says, "Well, did you make any money?"
Yeah, of course, man.
You
Be
know,
like
we don't.
schoolboy and put a sign out there like
Yeah, I don't.
$100 if you beat
Yeah,
me.
you know. So the next time I do something like that, my things I don't arm wrestle for free.
Yeah, right. That's funny. Put a little change or tip bucket out there or
Yep,
something.
little tip bucket. Yeah, yeah. But it was a good time. It was a lot of fun. A lot of the dudes were like, man. Yeah, and a couple of the guys were a little bit bigger than me as far as like muscle wise, man. But like like I was just a few things that I've learned
Yeah.
up until then.
Oh yeah.
Staying up top rolling. You know what I mean? Like I said, just like of course they automatically want to go right into the power.
Right. Yeah,
But
yeah.
they have no idea about the technical side,
No.
and I'm
That's all
still
it
learning
takes.
about that.
Yeah. But just a little bit of technique goes a long way against
Absolutely.
non-arm wrestlers.
Less, yeah, yep. Put me in a bar around here, and I might come out pretty good.
I got these kids at work. They're like half my age, and they try to challenge me all the time. And
Oh yeah.
I'm like, dude, it's like now that I know somewhat what I'm doing, it's like I'm like, dude, you need to come to a practice and learn.
Mom, how did you get here? I didn't see you
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah. Have him come to practice. Say hi to Ryan. This is
How you
Olivia.
doing?
He says hi.
I can't hear him.
I got the headphones in. She can't hear you, but he says hello.
Hello.
Voila.
Future champion.
Future women's champion.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
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 That's
She
awesome, man.
she's built just like me. She's
really? She can be tall.
Dude, she's 7 years old and she's in the top of her head comes up to my chest already.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
gonna be top roller.
yeah. I call her my little Amazon. I got a feeling she's gonna be around 6'1".
That's
I'm
awesome.
not 6'1".
Yeah, so but
That's
she, like I
awesome.
said, she loves it. So
Yeah.
and I love that she loves it. That's something else
Yeah.
that her and I can get into together.
Oh,
Show him what I'm
absolutely.
playing.
Absolutely, man.
Dad.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. She's a pretty cool chick.
Dad.
That's awesome.
Show him what I'm playing.
It's
She's
it's
playing.
crazy.
She wanted me to let you know that she's playing Minecraft on her tablet right now.
That's all, like every other kid her age.
Like every other kid. Yeah,
Yeah.
if
Dude,
it's
my
not
nephew's,
Minecraft, it's
addicted
that.
to
Yeah, or
It's
it's that new
Fortnite.
game that's out now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just mentioned Fortnite, but what's that new game that you're playing now, honey? What's it called? Imposter? What
Among
do?
Us.
Oh, Among Us. She plays that
yeah.
Among Us too. So
My nephew's all
Right
into
on
those
the
games,
TV.
dude.
yeah,
But
it's
he doesn't play outside. He just plays games, and I'm like,
Well-
dude, come on.
well.
Man.
See, that's the thing. Like that's the one thing that her mom and I we she goes outside. She
Yeah.
plays with I mean, we're very fortunate the neighborhood that we live in that there's a lot of little girls her age
Oh, that's good.
that she can play with, like literally like right across the street, right next door. So
Yeah.
they all hang out together, and they run around and do stuff. And
Now
so-
she'll be bringing them down into your basement to arm wrestle.
yeah, come on, ladies, step right up.
Arm wrestling sleepover. The
Yep.
theme of her birthday parties will be arm wrestling.
Yeah, I'm gonna have nothing but lethal arm stuff all over the place
Oh,
instead of
dude,
streamers.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man. You definitely hit the lottery by hooking up with Paul Lynn, and
Yeah,
I'm jealous,
Yeah.
dude. That's awesome.
very fortunate. Very
Yeah.
very fortunate.
I could see
So-
you kicking some ass in the future with your top roll, with just your build and your size. Like you're that build that guys are
Thanks.
just great at arm wrestling.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, I like I said, I've only done maybe about a dozen or so practices in 3 tournaments.
Yeah.
Like I said, the first tournament was Keystones. I finished 2-2 in my weight class, but the class was stacked. I mean, there was about 16, 18 guys in the 210 amateur,
Yeah.
and I only went left arm simply because I just it was my first tournament. I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous as shit,
And you never let me
you know,
come.
and
And you didn't let me come.
well, I wanted you to come, but your mommy and you guys have plans. So, and then got a couple more practices in, and then the second tournament was Lock and Load up in Watsontown, hosted by our friend Bill Runkle.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's a
great,
strong dude, too,
yeah,
man.
very strong guy,
Oh
very
my
strong.
God.
Another very nice guy.
Yeah.
Another very nice guy.
Absolutely.
But I walked out of Lock and Load third place, both left and right arm in the 210 amateur.
Mhm.
Very happy with that.
Yeah.
I improved from the first tournament.
Yeah.
So I walked out there with a little bit of hardware. I was kind of on my high horse a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I felt pretty
Yeah.
good about it. And then had a couple more practices, and then was out here, and the last one, which was the urban up in Pittston with yep, and another stat class that didn't do as well as I did in lock and load, but it was a learning experience, and some of the things that I needed to improve on from lock and load to that I did improve on, and
right.
But any way you look at it, every time I get on the table, I'm going to learn. Any way you look at it, whether it's a tournament or at a practice.
Absolutely, that's a good way to look at it too.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I tell everybody that comes. Like, just be a sponge. A lot of guys are going to tell you different things. Just filter through it. Try what works for you and what doesn't.
Yeah.
The best is when someone comes up and you're arm wrestling someone, and they're like, "Do this," and you're like, "I've been doing that for the past 5 minutes. I'm not strong enough to do it.
It's not working."
Yeah, like, he's too strong, or whoever, And it's funny because the guys that are stronger just assume like everybody's strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you think, arm wrestlers, they're strong. You know what I mean?
Don't squish my
I mean, there's a few guys that I really enjoy practicing with. Roger Bailey Learned.
Oh, yeah.
I love practicing with Raj, man. He's just one of those guys where he's a beast.
Yeah.
Flat out, he's a beast. You know what I mean? And he's come a long way in the, I guess, for 2 years that he's been doing this.
It's those porch pull-ups, dude.
I know, right? By the way, another great video, Ryan. That was another great video. Yeah.
Any opportunity to troll someone, I'm taking it.
Let's see.
Dad.
Another guy I really like practicing with is Black Ice.
Oh yeah,
Ice. Oh yeah,
he's
I love
good the straps.
He's very good. He's very technical. Like you look at him and you don't think that, and he's got power.
Yeah,
he's got power, but he's very, very technical. I love pulling with him. Let's see. Jesse Simcoe. Nitro. Yeah, I love Jess.
I saw the video of you and him working together, and he was showing you some things.
Yeah.
At that New Jersey tournament at Dad's.
Yeah.
On the side tables, he was showing me some stuff too, and dude, the stuff he showed me, like I'm killing it now.
Yeah.
One little adjustment made a huge difference.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. The Allentown practice a couple weeks ago, where him and I were pulling, is when I came to the realization that I'm very good on the top roll with my left hand. He helped me develop that, that day. You know what I mean?
Really good lefty.
Yeah, and he is. Yeah, and dude, his forearms are the same size of his damn biceps. I mean,
I know.
Jesse's no slouch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll tell you too. It's all bacon.
He has a lot of knowledge, and so does his dad.
Oh yeah, yep. Nitro,
Tom's,
him too.
Yeah. That's great hanging out with those guys.
Yeah. But I mean, and even a couple of guys that you pull with on a normal basis, Ed DeCruz, and Mike Fisher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I both first time I've actually got a chance to pull with them was out here in Allentown, and both very, very strong dudes. You know what I mean? And
and they're both under a year too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then I'll be honest with you, they keep it up, the way that they're doing it. I mean, hell, I'd love to see them guys rise up in the ranks, and me right along with them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's fun to watch like someone come to practice that's fairly new, and then just watch them like grow,
Yeah.
Like
what within the practice.
They're not that strong, and then all of a sudden, after a few practices, they're like slamming people, and you're like, where did that come from?
Just flashing them. Yeah.
Like some people just have it,
Yeah. Some people they're just naturally with it.
Yeah. It's cool. See, my arm wrestling level's down here, but my troll level is like up here, so I focus on that a little bit more than the arm wrestling.
Yeah. Keep at it, bro. Both of them. Keep at it.
Dude, I love it. I'll never stop.
Yeah, me neither.
It's funny.
Right there with
I
you.
am starting to see a difference. Like once I hit like the 5-month mark.
Yeah.
Like my hand control's better. You know what I mean? Like it took a while. Like in the beginning, all you top rollers were just taking my hand, taking my fingers.
Yep.
It's nothing I could do. And then I just started focusing on just doing hand control workouts.
Yeah.
As often as possible.
Hand control and wrist flexion.
Yeah. And for the longest time, I'd go to practice and I was still getting smoked because my hands and my wrists were tired from the workouts,
Yeah.
but it eventually caught up.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I'm like stopping guys that I normally don't. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like just to see that progression. And we got a
Absolutely.
couple guys that come over from New Jersey, like Josh Vinicor.
Okay.
Like, dude, he's been arm wrestling. He's been to worlds. He has so many stories. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because his dad is like a national pro. So he comes to practice, dude, and I suck up all the knowledge I can from him. Like whatever he's willing to teach me, I suck it up. Because every time he has me do some little adjustment,
All right.
the next time I arm wrestle, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's cool though. It's cool how that works,
Absolutely.
Dad,
Absolutely.
I want to hear.
What do you need, sweetheart?
I want to hear.
All right. Just no, you can't hear because I have headphones in.
I want to.
I'll tell you all about it. I promise you.
She can watch it after.
Yeah, it's gonna be. You can watch it. You can watch this afterwards. It's gonna be. You're gonna put on what? You post it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, it's gonna be on YouTube, baby. All right. And you love YouTube. Loves YouTube.
There you go. She'll be
You're-
on YouTube. She's gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna be on
video.
YouTube. Think about that. You're gonna be on YouTube. Yeah, that just
if she
made her
keeps
night.
arm wrestling, I might interview her soon.
Yeah. You never know. You keep arm wrestling. Ryan said he might interview you soon. She got a big smile on her face on that one.
Nice. Dude, it's funny because I interviewed Dave Shell.
Yeah.
Nicest guy ever, dude.
Oh yeah, Dave's great.
I mean, he goes like 10 practices a week, so everybody knows him.
That guy's endurance is ridiculous.
Dude, did you try it's stamina?
I've done it with him. Yeah.
Dude, I could only go like 2 minutes and my arm was ready to fall off. He went with Josh Musser.
Yes, I know
Went
Josh.
with him for 20 minutes, dude.
Wow.
I was like, oh my god, dude, it's just crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely has crazy stamina for.
Oh, absolutely. For definitely for a guy his age, yeah, he does have crazy stamina. Come on now.
But he's just the nicest guy, Like he's helped so many people in the sport, and just a super nice guy.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah. Did you pull him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pulled Dave a couple of times out at the Allentown practice.
Did you feel?
And we after lock and load, when everybody was done with the tournament, the just the whole like kind of dick around session. You know what I mean? We pulled a couple times. Actually, I think it was the first time I pulled him. But ever since then, yeah, any chance I can, he's always willing. He's like, well, come on over here, semi old man, and get some of this old man.
Dude, if he gets you into his little groove with his left, it's hard to get out of it sometimes.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure if it's his left hand or his right hand, but it just
the one that clicks.
Yeah, all kinds of I'm hearing it grind. I'm like, dude, what is going on with your arm,
told him
man?
when that happens, he should yell out "ouch" and then pin the guy because
there you go.
He's arm wrestling is going to
instant distraction. Yeah, exactly. It's a decoy. Absolutely, it's a decoy.
Yeah, but he's one of the nicer guys in the sport too.
Absolutely.
So it's fun to meet all these guys and you become friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Like when I started out, I didn't have that many friends on Facebook, and now I almost hit 5,000, and it's all arm wrestlers.
Yeah.
I Paul.
Yeah, I just looked at my friends list, and I've only been back on Facebook for a couple of months now, just because of for being a personal trainer. It's the best way to market in my area.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm close to I think I'm close to like I think almost 1,600.
That's crazy.
Friends, and the majority of them are arm wrestlers. Now,
Yeah.
there's a lot of them. There are people that I went to went to school with, and I grew up with, and some I've got family pretty much all over the country, that I connect with now again because of it. But the majority of my friends are definitely arm wrestlers.
Yeah, dude, it's funny because I'm originally from New Hampshire.
Okay.
And I didn't arm wrestle in New Hampshire, and I moved down here, and a friend of mine that I grew up with. His name's Corey Dupree. He's on Team Granite Arms up there.
Okay.
And he got me into it. Was like, dude, you should try it out, go to a practice and stuff like that. And that's how I ended up looking into it and just getting into it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing that that kind of stuff can happen. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
everybody in the arm wrestling community is so connected. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
yeah, you get that, you get like you said, just with one friend, whether it be like like Paul or something, and then just boom, it's like
Yeah.
wow, it's like a wildfire, man. It
Dude,
just
it is.
spreads.
Like I click on Paul now and it says we have like 1,000+ mutual friends. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was just
Half
saying,
of
yeah,
them
I think,
I've never talked to, but a lot of them I have, and we interact on Facebook.
yeah,
And I haven't met a lot of them, but it's like some of them are like my best friends. Live in Texas, and we just talk about arm wrestling. You know?
yeah.
And it's
Yeah, I
ridiculous.
was just saying, I think Paul and I have close to about 500 mutual friends or
Crazy.
something like that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
It is crazy.
But well, listen, thanks for doing this.
I appreciate it, man. I
I'm
appreciate you
super
even
new
asking
to
me.
it, so it could have been a disaster. Who
It could
knows?
have been. We could have just sat here and stared at each other for like just like.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate you having me on, man.
Yeah.
And
man.
you know,
I appreciate
like you
you
said,
coming on.
absolutely, thank you. I really do appreciate it. And you know, hell, I mean, hell, once I get a little bit better at what I'm doing, you get a little bit better at what you're doing here, man. You know, we could definitely do this again down the line. I'm totally down for it.
Absolutely, man. I liked it. It's cool because now I'll follow your progression. You know.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Man.
And best of luck to you, man. I mean, I know you're going by the worst arm wrestler in the world moniker, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come a time where you're not going to be.
Maybe the second worst, or, you know.
That's my title right now.
Every time I pin someone at practice, they're all like, "Now you can't use that name."
Nope, can't use the name anymore.
I clean house on all the newbies, you know.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, the noobs come in here. Let me show you something real quick.
And then after a few weeks, they're killing me.
But hey, man, I really do appreciate you having me on.
Thanks so much, man, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And hopefully your daughter will be arm wrestling soon, and I'll interview her.
Yeah, you never know, man. Sky's the limit, brother. I know, right? It'd be kind of awesome.
Yeah. All right, I'll talk to you soon, man.
Hey, man, thanks a lot.
Thanks. Catch
Later.
you later.
Yeah, man.
Chicken wing, hot dog and